will get it right on the first try.
Nothing would go right if there weren't some people.
The torch from my generation will take Let's get it out. We're in this together and do it all. They said nothing's forever, and they refuse to see the change in me. Why won't they wake up?
Usually when someone says, "Here we go," someone
Yeah. And we're live, everybody. Welcome to the show. This is the Go Home Wrestling Show. I'm your host, DJ, alongside with my partners in crime, D Shep. And, we got to fix this up. Underdog. Electrifying in there.
Man, here we go again.
There you go. I got it. See, look, now we're fixed. Boom. Simple. Okay. And today, our guest host, you see him on Twitch doing the, you do the WWE 2K18 universe. Mad Griff 86. Welcome, my friend.
Thank you, sir. How's it going, everybody?
Pretty good. Pretty good. I turned 35 today. Yay.
Well, happy
Again.
birthday, my friend.
Oh, thank you. Oh, another year older. It's just another day. Like, when you're younger, it's like, oh, I can't wait for 13. I can't wait for 18. Oh, I can't wait for 21. I could drink. But after that, it's like, yeah, it's another day. It really doesn't matter anymore. Let's see. Let's ask Shep because he's like the oldest one here.
I was looking at that pink shirt in the background, trying to read what it said, and I couldn't quite figure it out. I don't know why.
There you go. You okay there, Electrovine? Right now he's muted. I'm not hearing him at all. You okay there, buddy? For some reason he's muted. Can any of you? I don't hear him.
So, I didn't hear him again.
Hello?
There you go. There you go. You're good.
Yeah, I can hear you over here on Skype. I just can't hear back over on the conference call.
Really?
Yeah, it's something going on with it. I can hear y'all when I go over there, but then I can't talk.
Wow. This is gonna be odd. How are we gonna do that? Because it won't let me. It doesn't allow a fourth call on Skype, and then you gotta pay for it.
Oh, man, that sucks.
Yeah, it does. So, how are we gonna do this? Shit, I'm sorry.
What I would do is switch over so I can hear him, but then my screen will keep popping up.
That's fine if you're okay with that for this week, and then we'll figure it out from there. Maybe we can work Google Hangouts for next time.
Yeah.
That's odd. Again, I'm sorry about the with all the problems, folks. And then we'll get into the show. And D-Shep's already mad. I can see he's annoyed. His rant of the week is white. Okay.
This old guy gets tired at night.
No, I'm sorry. All right. Just do that for now, then, and then we'll figure it out for next time.
All right.
There you go, and then we'll get started. Well, Matt Griff, since you're in here, how about while he sets up to get into the conference call, tell us what you do and promote your channel before we get started with the show.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Basically, I just run the WWE Universe. We're doing all custom shows and trying to get things rocking, just getting started. Mad Griff 86 on Twitch TV. Everybody come in, follow, and join in on the fun. Claim you a superstar and let's rock.
I'd like that. Like you get the. I love that claiming is. There's some people that you gotta pay like a certain amount of money, or like if you donate a certain amount, you got the guy you just pick a guy and you're in. That's it. That's all you gotta be, and then show up. I like that.
That's it, man. And then if you're active, you get coins, you can build up your superstar. That's what it's all about.
Yep.
Come in, hang out, and let's talk wrestling.
Oh, dude.
Do me a favor, McGriff. Link your Twitch and Twitch chat
I was.
for this stream if you could, or EJ, either one of you.
Yeah, I was already ahead of you. Ooh, excuse me. And then we'll get into it. Are you there, bro?
Yeah, I'm here.
And these are the parts that'll be edited out later.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's okay. Now restart. Now that everything's taken care of. Okay. Welcome everybody to the Go Home Wrestling Show. I'm EJ. Alongside with me is my partners of crime, Electrifying Gaming and D Shep and Chad. And joining us today is McGriff86 on the Twitch community. He's a part of the WWE 2K18 community. Okay. Let's get into this right away, because even though we didn't have this on the agenda for tonight, who saw the UFC last night? Or even what happened last night with Brock Lesnar?
I didn't watch UFC, I just seen the after.
I was at B-Dubs. I've seen the whole thing. That was amazing. That was so funny.
Okay, it was great as far as the promo for the UFC. But
Oh, absolutely.
the thing I'm bothered with is, in a way, he hurt the WWE product. And we discussed this last week. If they want to do the promotion with the UFC, WWE, blah blah, why didn't he come with the WWE title?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. But I guess because it was UFC was his business with the WWE title.
They did it on the other side at one point. You saw UFC belt in the WWE. You saw that.
Yeah, I did see that.
So, but again, he's worried about that, and he's not doing the right thing for the company that he's going to be departing, whenever that is, because you don't even know when the next time he's going to wrestle. But
Yeah.
I mean, McGriff, do you have any thoughts about what happened last night? What are your thoughts on Brock Lesnar? Because everyone in here knows our feelings towards that.
In all honesty, I didn't see anything about last night.
Oh, you didn't?
Brock Lesnar is.
Wow.
How do you show up twice a year and call yourself a champ? I don't get it. To me, it's just tarnishing the belt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they might as well just go back to the big old. What's that, D-Shep? I'm sorry.
I just said in a nutshell when he said tarnishing the belt.
Yeah, he is tarnishing the belt. Because, again, and we'll discuss that later, because the booking on Raw is just, it's awful. And, oh, well, let's just get into it. Here we go. Week in review. We're starting with Raw.
Oh, jeez.
Here we go. This is the part that's going to get everyone fired up. And the opening segment, dun-dun-dun-dun. Surprise, surprise, starting again with Roman Reigns. But this time with no Kurt Angle right away. Of course, he came out, talked his trash about Lashley, and then was eventually interrupted by Ziggler and McIntyre. Them attacking him, and then, man, given that you saw that segment, do you consider that was a dud? Did it do anything whatsoever for him?
I think if they kept it
Not really.
one tag match, and it was Reigns and Rollins for Ziggler and McIntyre, then A+, perfect. But being that they split that up into two separate matches, I think it nullified how decent the segment was. It wasn't a great segment by no means to begin with, but it took a turn when. What was the point of all that if we're gonna have two separate matches anyway?
Yeah, it was a little weird with the booking on that. But we talked about this before. They're just trying to get the rub by pairing him up with Rollins, getting the rub, trying to get people, it's just another attempt, a sad attempt of trying to get him over where people are not going to accept it. We're just
For
waiting.
his part, Lashley handled it well 2 weeks in a row, though. That much I can give him credit for. He was the best person in that back and forth promo.
McGriff, how did you feel about that segment? And how do you feel about Roman Reigns in his situation right now?
Well, it's one of those that I'm just kind of bored with the Reigns and Lashley deal. I was happy to see McIntyre and Ziggler come out in the issue.
Yeah, and then
But
you
like-
thought that was going to be it.
Right, and it's kind of like D-Shep said. If we leave it just that, the Reigns, Rollins against Ziggler and McIntyre would have been a great deal.
Mm-hmm.
But they they did the WWE thing and they blew it.
Well,
Well,
they,
this was
well,
a
you could go with the
rehash
Raw
of
thing, but
Raw. Everything was a rehash, basically, this week.
yeah, but yeah, it is. You've seen the same things, and we're going to go on as we discuss the show further. But yeah, you're saying the WWE thing, but is it WWE or is it just Raw? Because SmackDown, I see there's the writing's a lot better over there, and not only that, there's not a lot of writing because it's more of a professional wrestling show, as opposed to Raw. We all know NXT as far as wrestling, that's the best one, but close second is SmackDown, and then of course you got Raw, that is your entertainment show. It's not really a wrestling show. I don't know if you all agree with that, but
Oh no, you're on point. Yeah.
I'd have to think that as far as the writing, I think it's more on WWE because an idiot, a village idiot, can write a better show than what was this past Monday. So it has to be coming from Vince himself or somebody that shouldn't be in the decision-making process, because there is no way the writers are that bad. I know they take shit all the time, and that's fine. There is no way they're that bad.
Well, you said that, and you're right with that. There's a difference. Well, they could be that bad, or there's that opposite. You're just never gonna please You're not gonna please everyone. But this one, it's like a majority are thinking the same way. It's not like a half are saying, "Oh, that they made the right decision," and the other half saying, "Oh, they made a bad decision." Percentages are showing a lot more people are they're not satisfied with the Raw product right now.
No, it's bad.
And here's the thing: do you think at some point, still can't hear him? I'm just waiting, switching the mess with the. Oh, okay, no problem, Electrifying. He's fixing the audio on his end. All right, so we'll go into it real quick. Matt Hardy, Curtis Axel. I mean, I'll start with you, D-Shep. Did you feel another match with these two was necessary?
Well, I think it was 100% contributed to Bray Wyatt's accident, though.
Yeah.
I think this was a default match. There was no other choice. I feel kind of upset because we could have saw the brother match.
Yeah. I was hoping to see that.
What would have happened if it wasn't for the car accident?
Yeah. I want to ask you this, actually, Matt Griff. Do you feel like doing these singles matches, do you think that's doing anything with building the storyline for the upcoming tag team match at Extreme Rules?
Not really. At least it's keeping the rivalry alive.
Okay.
That's the only thing I can see about it. But really, to be honest, during that match, I just wanted to take a nap. It's boring.
Yeah, it wasn't one of the best matches. Like the first one was like, all right, it was a decent match. A weird ending, but it worked. But yeah, like you said, these matches aren't really doing much. If you really wanted to get heat for the B team, you want to hear something funny? Since Joe, we blocked the call. We closed the lines for the time being. We'll wait till a certain point where we take calls, my friend. Thank you for joining the show, buddy. Yeah, if you go along with if you want real heat for the tag team, here's a good idea. Well, what happened recently with Bray Wyatt? An accident. Why wouldn't you do like a parody of that? I know it's brother, and I'm sure he's fine and everything's good. If you know everything is good, then why not do something like that? Why wouldn't you do like those classic, corny Hollywood, freaking green screen effect where they're in the car, they're doing the smoke, they're both doing the characters, busting on the leaders of the world, and then you see, all of a sudden you see a blow-up doll, making them believe that ran someone over. A stuffed animal, like they ran over an animal.
Oh, okay.
One thing after another, just to make fun of the bad driving.
As Matt Hardy just running over Bo Dallas dressed as Bray Wyatt.
That would be awesome. Wouldn't that get some heat? Wouldn't that piss them off? Because isn't personal issues always good? Like, to get heat, you bring up something personal. Or if you bring up someone shitty, reckless driving, which is apparently what happened with Bray Wyatt, wouldn't that build up to the rivalry? I think that would have been a pretty cool thing instead of that stupid thing they did again. For the, third week in a row? What was it, 2-3 weeks in a row they've been doing that? It was funny the first time.
Like I said, though, I don't think they had much of a choice this week, though. There was, I don't know what else they could have. Your angle, I like that idea, but other than that, I really don't know what else they could have done this week.
Well, here's my question. do you think it was too dark for WWE to do something like that if they were to do what I said? Like if I, what I suggested.
Flip over ambulances. Why the hell couldn't and flip over cars? Why the hell couldn't they do that?
Okay.
Right.
Oh, go ahead, McGriff. Sorry, buddy. Go ahead.
Well, and that's my whole deal is why waste time with the match when you could have built up some kind of promo and feed off of what happened with Bray Wyatt? Use it and run with it.
Yeah. You know, it's always good to bring in real life stuff, and they do it a lot. Maybe the good things. Not so much. They bring in certain bad things, like what happened to Roman Reigns. Say, of course, that's a running joke about him failing the drug test. They bring that up quite often. But something like this, Bray Wyatt's okay. The situation wasn't. It wasn't too bad. You don't know what's going to come out of that. He may or may not get sued, but at the moment, I would have used it. That would have got some heat on them, and it would have got people like, hey, well, welcome, Luke the Gooner. It would have got them over, and it would have got the B team some heat going into this match. It would have been something other than what we just saw this past Monday. Do you have anything to add to that, Electrifying? What's up, Jasmine?
Even though I can't hear everything, I think everybody hit their point. I don't think I should add on to that other than that, like you said, with them joking the first time, it was hilarious. I think it's just repetitive, them doing it again and again. But honestly, if like they was going back and forth one night, I think it'll be add a little bit of heat, but I don't know if you can add heat to that rivalry, if you know what I mean.
Well, I mean, if you were to go personal with that accident and then showing him throwing things at the car, making it believe he's running him over, that's something. Something that
yeah, just a little something.
Yeah, better than what we saw this past Monday.
Yeah, them joking around. Do not get me wrong. That was hilarious. The first time you seen it, it was funny. Then the second time, that's the only thing y'all got. Like, come up with something else.
And again, everyone says WWE writing. It's not exactly that because SmackDown is nothing like that. There's some flash, and we're gonna get into that when we talk about SmackDown. All right, so in a nutshell, not everyone agrees that that was the best thing they do. It wasn't exactly the greatest match. Nothing that built to the rivalry. Nothing that built to their match. Coming up at Extreme Rules.
The only thing I'll add to the end of that is that it was, on their defense, somewhat late notice with the accident. I think it was, Friday night or something? So
yeah, it was Friday night.
They didn't have hella time to prepare something, but you still think they could have came up with something better.
Yeah, and hopefully, I know we're going to see a great match because you got two guys like Bo Dallas, Curtis Axel, what we would do, and I hope they have some individual success in the future. But what they're doing right now, it was something great for them because they were pretty much done. And out of nowhere, look at this way, dude. Look at D-Shep. He's wearing their shirt. Like they had nothing like that 2 months ago. Okay, so obviously it's going well for them, and I wish them more success because those are two workers that deserve a lot better than what they got in the last few years. That's for sure.
Yeah,
they're phenomenal.
Yeah, their time is came for real.
Yeah. Okay, so moving along. Now, we discussed this recently about how even last week with D-Shep and I was the Authors of Pain. Out of nowhere, you weren't seeing them on TV. Then, boom, when everyone was going, what the hell is going on? Here they appear last week going against two jobbers. Enhancement talent. This week, Titus Worldwide. Now, I have my feelings. Now, I want to ask McGriff, how do you feel about Apollo Crews or even Titus O'Neil as far as their talent?
Junk. Absolute junk. They're a waste of space on the roster, in my opinion.
Wow.
I'm glad AOP is getting their shot to move up. At least we got somebody reliable for them to face now. But yeah, I couldn't stand watching Titus O'Neil, Apollo Crews.
Okay.
I think Crews is better off split from that.
Okay.
Well, and if you're gonna do Titus in a tag team, bring back the primetime players. Is all I'm saying.
Amen.
What about you, Shep? I'm sorry, Electrifying you. I'm sorry. Yeah, there's 4 people. I'm gonna bring forward here and there. Okay. I'm just as tired as the old man here. I'm 35. Electrifying McGriff was saying that they're a waste of space on the roster. So how do you feel about?
Really?
Yeah, they're not a big fan of them.
Wow. Okay. I feel like that's another low key talent that nobody can really think of that could really headline pay per views and like title matches and all that. Think Apollo Crews would be great.
Okay.
Titus O'Neil. Go ahead. My fault.
No, I agree with you. That's what I was going to. I agree with you as far as Apollo Crews. Titus O'Neil, maybe stick to like the management role. It might be.
Yeah.
He's good on the mic, not a great in-ring talent. And you got those guys that they got the look, they get they could do the mic work, but when it comes to telling a story in the ring, that's nothing. They have nothing. Yeah, I know, McGriff. I'm sorry.
We're not worthy of each other.
We'll figure it out for next time. I am so sorry.
Well either. But I can hear him enough to know when he's talking to try not to talk over him.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll figure that out. I do apologize for the
Guess
viewers
I'll
that
just
are
have to
watching this.
rewatch our own show
Yep.
later.
We'll figure it out. Maybe we'll do what's that app called? It's that party app for the PC.
Discord.
Discord. That's it.
Discord. Yeah.
Yeah, we might just have to figure that out. Yeah. I know. I brain farted. Okay. Again, cut me some slack. I turned 35 today.
Everybody
So
farts.
that means you all of a sudden brain fart like
Especially
Yes.
Bishop.
4 a.m.
Was
England.
the
Jeez
surprise
Louise.
last night that exciting that they got you all twisted?
Yeah. I had a good night celebrating my birthday.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just turned 19 years old. Congratulations.
Who, me?
Yeah, you. Yeah, you're 19 years old.
You know what? I'll thank you for that compliment. As I showed the rays on my side here. You got darkness here, and I look like the newspaper. Who was the newspaper editor on the Spider-Man? He has the grays on the side, dark on the top. It's got that.
I know who you're talking about. What is his name?
I don't remember, but that's who I look like with the haircut I have right now. Okay, I got the grays on the side, darkness on the top here.
Wow.
Straggler grays in the
You rocking it though. I ain't gonna lie. You rocking it.
Thank you. And I see you got a few dangling on your. Oh,
We're not gonna talk about it. Not gonna talk about it.
I know I got you all just stopped.
well, you got the receded hairline. I see you, Shep. Yeah. Well, it is something. Hey, as long as you don't go completely bald, though, that's where, thank God.
I'm gonna have that runway they call it down the line, where it's just gonna be that awkward bald spot.
Or the George Costanza look, the little horseshoe thing.
Now my dad has the worst one. He has a little circle like right about here in the back of his head. It's horrible.
No. Thank God, my benefits covers that, man.
Not good.
Okay, how do we get into male baldness? Going from raw to male baldness. That's a weird.
Yeah, underdog.
Brain farts, so this is all your fault.
Because that's how good Raw was.
Yeah, pretty much. This conversation about brain farts and old men has been better than Raw.
Okay, well then, how about this? We go into the next match on Raw. Reigns and Rollins versus Ziggler and McIntyre. I mean, I know my feelings on everyone involved in that match. Rollins
should have been a main event.
Rollins is the most over guy amongst the four. Ziggler, changed my opinion about him with the big match he had. And I'm really excited for their match coming up in Extreme Rules. We'll get into that when that comes. McIntyre is a guy that's going to be a force to be reckoned with. I can see him being a future world champion. But again, Reigns doing double duty because they're trying to get that rub off of teaming them up with Rollins, hoping that we'll get something. Here's the thing. Despite... I'll start with you, McGriff. Despite it being a bad show, which I think we're all we agree with that. Do you feel that match saved the show with the tag team match of Reigns and Rollins versus Ziggler and McIntyre?
Absolutely. It was a fantastic match. I mean, anytime you got Rollins against Ziggler, it's going to be good. Those two have proven to be phenomenal together. They got a great chemistry inside the ring. I'm a huge fan of Drew McIntyre.
Oh, so am I.
What he's doing and what he's capable
That's
of doing.
going to be my next t-shirt, breaking news.
Okay.
Roman Reigns is Roman Reigns.
Mm-hmm.
But he did a good job in this match.
He did. I will say that, but I feel, as everyone else, we discussed this in the previous episode, I feel that he should be healed. They should just make the turn. But I'll go into that in a second because I have an idea. Another one of these things I pondered while I was on the toilet this week of how they could do it. and it goes together with the question at the end.
Brain farts and now toilet talk. I mean,
Don't all men think on the toilet?
tonight?
Don't all men think on the toilet? Am I the only one?
No, because the WWE tournament that I had was in the shower.
Well, there you go. There's nothing wrong with that either. I think in the shower. That's when men do most of their thinking, because they can't do it any other time.
You think best when you're wet.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
We're going off topic again. Let's
Yes, we are.
switch.
Yes, we are. No, all right, here we go. Now, I'm going to ask you,
This Mike Life, tap tap.
yeah. Nisha, what do you think? Do you see like a good or bad chemistry with Ziggler and McIntyre right now? Like, do you see phenomenal
Absolutely
chemistry?
perfect.
All right.
This is basically Shawn Michaels Diesel 2.0.
Okay.
This is, I would stress to say there's more chemistry between these two guys. I like this pairing even more than I did Michaels and Diesel.
All right. Well, McGriff, what do you feel? Do you like the pairing of them two and the chemistry?
I completely agree with that. They're
Okay.
phenomenal together. I don't know how long they can keep that kind of run going, but it's awesome the way they paired this up. It shocked me when I saw it happen, but props to WWE for putting that together.
Yeah, you know what? That was a good move for them. Okay, well, Electrifying, how do you feel about that?
I feel like they're a good tag team for ratings. I don't see this lasting at all.
You really
I
don't?
really don't.
You don't see it lasting?
Because I would rather see Drew McIntyre go solo and win himself a championship and Ziggler stay with what he always does and fight Seth Rollins.
Okay.
Like, I don't feel like they're good.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, that was it. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I was going to say, you don't see an alliance where they could both have individual success? Like,
No, because their chemistry isn't there. It's their chemistry right now. If one was a championship, the other one is gonna go for it. I don't feel like they have chemistry at all. They're
so
just
no chemistry.
none.
Wow. Okay. All right.
They're both two individual wrestlers that's paired up together.
I really do.
Because one power horse and then one brain. It's not gonna work.
All right. So one. All right. Wow. Two individual. They're good as individuals. You don't see them both as a tag team or even an alliance.
What we've been saying
The
all
alliance
along,
is great for right now.
Fatal
Like soon as a few months come by, they're both
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
turn on each other.
And then we're gonna have Ziggler, McIntyre, and then probably outside chance of throwing Authors of Pain into that. It's gonna be a 3 or 4-way at SummerSlam.
Okay, we'll see because he's been pretty good with his predictions. I'm sorry. Finish your thought, Electrifying. I apologize.
My bad.
Oh no, that's cool. What you go? Their minds think alike, and most likely when you both are thinking the same thing, you're not gonna You're not gonna work well together as a team. If you want a singles championship, no matter who has it, you're gonna go for that championship, whether it's your tag team partner or not. So I don't see this going far at all. I give it 2 months.
Okay. No, maybe that you can see a possible McIntyre push.
Yeah,
for a
most
title
definitely.
run, or you could see a possible turn on Ziggler costing him the title. And that will probably be the actual turn, but
Probably is what's gonna happen.
Electrify, but I won't because he's the one that don't see the chemistry.
yeah.
If they're gonna split, one's turning face. Which one is turning face? Then you
Ziggler.
can't hear the answer.
Ziggler should be the one that would be the face out of the two. What do you think, McGriff? Who do you think would be the if you would see the split, who would be the guy who would be face, and which one would be heel?
Man, that's so hard. But I would agree. It's got to be Ziggler that's going to go face.
Yeah.
McIntyre's such a good heel,
Yep.
and it's got a good run with it. So keep it rocking, man.
All right, there you go. And then real quick, Electrifying before we go on to the next match. Heel or face, man? Who would you go?
Honestly, I can see them both being heels, but on their own. But yeah, I agree. If anyone goes face, it will go Ziggler.
Well, if you have a breakup, obviously one's going to go over, one's going to get heat for it. So the only logical one would be McIntyre to turn on Ziggler. He could see him as like dead weight and just get rid of that dead weight.
I feel like more heat will go on Ziggler because it'll feel like he needs McIntyre to win a belt. McIntyre will be great on his own.
Just comes in and eliminates McIntyre or something like that.
Yeah. All right, I had both of you guys talking.
D-Shep.
It's all good. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. All right, so then we go on to, after a great match like that, then you got the Baron Corbin Finn Balor segment. He was, of course, the whole segment was Baron Corbin was trying to get Balor to apologize for his actions the week before. Balor insulted Corbin by poking fun at his attire, which I like. I think I do like this whole new look of his, and it ended with, of course, Corbin attacking Balor, and Corbin eventually retreating as he was starting to lose the battle there. I'm going to ask McGriff, our guest on this one, do you see a possible SummerSlam match with these two?
Yeah, and I think there should be. I really think Baron Corbin is kind of coming into his own as this character. In WWE, you've heard me talk about it many a times.
Mm-hmm.
They got to do something with Finn Balor. And this might be an opportunity to elevate both platforms.
You are correct with that, because these were two guys that weren't going anywhere. If you can't go with the Demon character, at least, do something with him, pair him up with a good guy that you could build a good storyline off of. And I see there's good potential in this. D-Shep, do you see anything coming from this rivalry?
Only for Corbin, nothing for Balor.
Nothing for Balor. Wow.
If you are not going to bring back the Demon, I don't know what else you can do for Balor to get him over at this point.
Well,
I think he's almost too far gone.
We all know that. We all know he wants to Vince wants to keep that guy undefeated. So there's no way you're going to have him full time as the Demon character. So
No, that's not what I'm saying. But you could bring him back, like right now. If they brought him back for Extreme Rules, that's going to be positive heat for Balor for at least a month or two. But if you don't do that, I don't know if there's anything you can do for Balor anymore. I really don't.
Okay. All right. Got your side. Go ahead, McGriff, before we go to the...
I got a question on this Balor deal then.
What's that?
If you're talking about bringing back the Demon, do you think it might be a good idea to wait until they move SmackDown to Fox and bring the Demon over to SmackDown then?
That could be a good move.
It works if they put him on every week as a Demon.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it would be something at least, right? If he loses this match against Corbin, it just goes away. But he's not going to go away right before SummerSlam or Survivor Series. So I don't have no hope for the guy, sadly, because he's a great wrestler. But,
I agree.
Yeah, he is a great talent for sure. D-Shep. Electrifying, I'm sorry. Jeez Louise, I did it again, I'm sorry. I apologize, Electrifying.
You're good.
What do you think about this whole thing, storyline with Balor and possible SummerSlam match? How do you feel about it?
Honestly, I would love to see the match. I think this gets a lot more hate than it needs to. I think this is a really great rivalry for the whole franchise. I think this is we needed, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, this is perfect. I think right now, the way that this is going, that Finn Balor will beat Baron Corbin, and then he'll have his mindset on Brock Lesnar.
Wow, so he will beat Corbin. You have Balor beating Corbin.
Yeah.
And then he's going to focus you could probably see the possible Demon character at a SummerSlam going after Lesnar. But we don't even know. Again, we can even bring up Lesnar without going, when is he coming back? Is there going to be a championship match besides the WWE title at SummerSlam?
I feel like he would go and he will just leave the title, and then Demon Balor and Roman Reigns will fight for the title.
Okay, well, we'll see. I have an idea with that, though. I wish we'll get into that at the end of the show. Now, I'm going to ask you real quick, D-Shep. How do you how's Baron? You feel Baron Corbin's getting better on the mic and feel more comfortable under this corporate suck-up gimmick that you would...
Phenomenal so far.
I guess that's the best way you could say it.
Suck up.
I'm waiting to see the potential of that rumor that they said about pairing him up with Authors of Pain eventually as his henchman, which I think would
be good.
Step that up even further than it already is. But is it needed? No, because I think he's going to slowly progress upwards. He can only go up with this gimmick, I think.
Well, here's the thing.
If you give him a little bit more power to get his own henchman or to do this or make a match even, I see big things for it. I really do.
Well, no, that is an interesting point. Like, rumor if they were to pair them up. Actually, that wouldn't be such a bad thing because it would elevate them in a way, and it has something for them. They're a good tag team, and they should be used more. They should be used more. And being the henchman, you could see a lot of play with them because they're going to be attacking. He's not going to be doing much of the fighting.
Yeah, then they can go after the big boys. Corbin could be pissed about all the shots, Rollins and Reigns.
Yeah, I can see potential with
Authors
that.
of Pain can come down there and just, between them and Corbin, just clean them guys out. It could be good.
McGriff, how do you feel about that? You said it earlier that you like him as his character, but I mean, do you feel he's gotten better on the mic and more comfortable with this character?
Yeah, and I'm in total agreement with that. I think he's doing a phenomenal job with the position he's been put in. If he gets put into that position with AOP, I agree, it's a great thing. But in all seriousness, who are they going to take on? You're not going to take on another heel team as Ziggler and McIntyre. But what's the face team they're going to take on?
Well, I think Rollins and Reigns are the top two that come to mind, but I don't think it's going to be like your traditional
Tag team. It's going to be a
tag
henchman.
team feud. They're going to just come out there. 1 week, the two of them are going to beat up this guy. 1 week, they're going to beat up this guy. Maybe occasionally they'll come out and beat up 2, 3, 4 guys at once.
Well, it could be like a 3-minute warning for like how Eric Bischoff had to.
More or less, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, if you guys don't remember that, there was a group that.
Or like the new APA, more or
Yeah,
less.
yeah. Well,
A heel version.
okay, and finally, Electrifying. What do you got on that? With the character?
I feel like this character is making him better on the mic. I actually think that he needs this, in my opinion.
His career was on life support, and I've been following up again. There's been some things I've been catching up on, and one thing I know for sure, that U.S. title run did not help him at all. Then he came, went over to Raw from SmackDown, and then he was boop, boop. It was about to flatline. And out of nowhere, he gets this character, and it's good because it's also taking Stephanie off of TV for a while because they're dealing with the Fox deal, they're dealing with other things, getting NXT.
Yeah.
They got a lot of things on their plate right now. So being on TV along with that, it's too much for them. So what do? You take a guy like Corbin, pretty much was on, his career was dying, and they created something for him. And I think it's well received, whether if it's heat or getting over it, it's a lot of heat from the crowd, but it's something. It's a good response. It's something for him. And I'm glad to see that they're finally doing something.
He was so
Yeah.
far down. He was like where Finn Balor is now, and you didn't think anything was going to come of Corbin. It was so bad that he was one of the few people that lost his cash in for Money in the Bank. Remember?
Yeah. I mean,
Like, what is it? 3 people ever, or 2? Well, if you count the Cena weird one, that one was kind of awkward. But I think besides that, it was just Sandal and Corbin and Cena, right?
yeah, those 3. Yeah. Everyone else been the most successful.
That's
Well,
how bad it's been for Corbin, and I don't know if this whole character and the whole new outfit and all that would still have worked so great had he not cut the hair, though.
well, they said the reason they cut it.
To it.
Well, he said he cut the hair because it was receding more, and he said with the character, he felt like it was good just to buzz it.
It fits the character.
Yeah, it fits the character more, and he said the receding hairline was bothering him. That's hence why he did it. All right, so we're gonna go. Well, one question I'll ask everyone real quick, just real quick, and we'll go on. Do you feel like he's playing the best corporate suck up because he got the coach and? Think about the corporate suck-ups, the stooges for Vince McMahon back in the late 90s, early 2000s. Think about all the corporate suck-ups. Do you feel he could be potentially top 5? I'll go with you, Electrifying first. Top 5?
Top 3.
Top 3? Wow.
Top 3.
Wow, okay.
That's all I'm going to say about it. Top 3.
Okay, McGriff, what do you got? Top 5? Top 10?
Top 2.
I could give him top 5. He can't beat Briscoe and Patterson.
We're going to beat the Stooges. Okay.
Yeah.
You got top 5. What do you got, D-Shep?
I'm agreeing. Top 5, maybe even top 3. I might even be with that. Just because if you're not going to count a McMahon family member as pretty much Corbin after Briscoe and Patterson. I don't.
I would say number 3.
John Laurinaitis, but he's
I said 3 too. Yeah.
not really an outsider, so that's not really a corporate suck up per se. So
Uh,
yeah, I'd say probably Corbin, maybe top 3.
Okay. Yeah, I go with the Stooges as number 1. Number 2 will obviously have to be the coach. I felt the coach was a great suck up. And then number 3, as of right now, yeah, Baron Corbin.
Fucking moron.
Huh? You don't like him?
What? He comes off as such a fucking cornball.
Okay. He does not like the coach. All right.
What? Wait. Outside honorable mention to corporate suck up.
Honorable
Corey
mention.
Graves.
Corey Graves, okay. Honorable mention. Okay. Yeah, it kind of goes with that character with the broadcasting team.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Hey, now
yeah, go
I
ahead.
gotta throw this one in there too.
Go on.
Kane was a great corporate suck up too. I was kind of impressed by what he did on that.
Oh, shit. I did forget about that. But the Authority. Ooh. Okay, I'm sorry. He's number 4 now.
Yeah, that kind of moves him down.
Yeah, that moves him down. How can we forget that?
Somewhere between 3 and 5 for Corbin.
Okay, 3 and 5. I go with 4.
Agreements with that.
Oh, damn. Did we
I
just
give
switch?
him a tie for 3rd.
We just switched
Yeah, I
our
wanna think
opinions
about
quick. Okay.
That was a good mention about Kane, though.
Yeah,
forgot
yeah,
about
dude.
that already.
Look at McGriff coming out of nowhere with that, making us feel.
Wait, I might actually have one more.
Making us feel stupid.
Yeah.
One just popped into my head.
Go ahead.
When Stephanie and the Big Show were doing that angle,
Stephanie
Oh.
Baker.
slapping him all the time, and he was forced to do all the dirty work. And
Well, was that exactly like being a corporate suck up, or?
well, he had to do it, or he was going to get fired.
That was more
storyline-wise,
survival than suck up, though. That's more keeping your job. It's like me, like my boss going, "Oh, you better get this done," and "Oh, you better do this," and you know it's not the most popular thing to do, but you got to do it to keep your job.
I'm sure if we went and looked at all the rosters throughout the years, we could find a few more, though. Definitely.
Oh, I'm sure we
Could be a
can.
future tournament.
Oh,
idea,
yeah.
maybe.
Future tournament that we're
Corporate
going to be doing
suck-up
tonight.
tournament.
All right, cool. All right, so we're gonna move along. We're getting towards the end of the show here, so let's get this ball rolling. Well, the very next match, Reigns and Lashley versus the Revival. Of course, the repeats of the segments.
What?
It's another repeat. It's another repeat.
I thought you said skip. My bad.
Okay, well we're gonna start with electrifying on this one.
That's probably good.
Yeah, is the Revival pretty much fucked at this point with all these losses? I mean, is it helping them at all as a tag team?
I don't know anymore, man. I really don't know. The Revival, they're an interesting group that looking like they're seizing the opportunity that they see. I could see them going far, but I don't think this is a good choice for them going against Reigns and Lashley.
Mm-hmm. And again, it kind of hurts the tag team division in a way because hear me on this one. You got
Most definitely.
two individuals, no chemistry, going against two guys with chemistry, and they're losing to two individuals. So what does that say for the tag team division? And considering that the big pop they got when they first entered the main roster, to like, they get nothing now. It's like almost X-Pac style crickets that you get now with them. It's like, are they getting to the point of a flat line? I'll go with McGriff on this one. What do you feel about that?
Well, are they Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows? I mean, that's the honest truth.
They're way worse than that.
Wow, you think they're worse than Gallows? Okay. What's
At
that?
this point, what do you do with them?
Well,
I know I have harsh words about Titus Worldwide, but wouldn't it make sense to have some kind of feud with those two?
it
at
would
least
it would
build
make
something?
sense. Yeah, it would make sense, but it's always been a cross-cutting thing for the WWE. They always felt like, why pay 4 guys to do for a segment where you can just pay 2 guys to do it? They've always been that kind of way with the tag team division for quite some time. I've discussed this in the past. I don't know how you guys would feel. Do you feel like they should just have 1 tag titles at this point? Because they really don't focus on the tag team division. So if that's the case, why have 2 titles? Why just have 1? and have the tag
If
team
there's
custom.
one title, you're never gonna see Revival on TV again. If there's one title,
If there's one title, okay. So you never see.
you know what? This is gonna sound stupid at first, and bear with me.
All right, I'll bear with you.
I would rather see the Inception back on TV.
That would be
over
good
the
too.
Revival.
Apple Sacks.
They're just plain. They're dull. There's nothing. Yes, I know they got the wrestler gimmick and all,
Yeah.
but there is nothing to them. There's no even like, okay, they might split someday, and this guy's gonna do this and that guy's gonna do that. Neither one of them you see a singles future in. There's just nothing there.
Well, yeah, it seems like, yeah, how they're building the tag teams now is like they build them up so they get some experience, and then once one of them becomes the Shawn Michaels, if you want to go with like the Rocker
But there's
standpoint.
no Shawn Michaels in this group.
Well, I know. I'm just saying, it seems like they build their
There's
tag
not
teams like that.
You gotta have at least a standout, and I don't think either guy stands out.
But then that doesn't. And that's where you keep them as a tag team. They should be a tag team division. That's why, in a way, I can't wait for Triple H to have full control. And everyone's like, "Oh, well, Shane could be taking that spot." Shane already said he's not taking it. He will be there to help out. He's got other businesses to worry about. Triple H is going to be the guy. And seeing what he's done with NXT.
Shane McMahon makes in China every year. Whew.
Yeah. Well, given what Triple H has done for NXT, NXT UK, like, the future is bright. And I'm hoping once whatever happens to, what's up, IWA? Whatever happens to Vince, whether if he goes on with the project with the XFL or, I don't, God forbid if he was to pass. I mean, at least the future is bright for the WWE and for the tag team division, because he's the old NWA mindset where tag teams were huge. They had U.S. tag champions. That's about what they thought of the tag team division in the NWA in the 80s. I mean, they really thought highly of it.
The 80s mindset work in the 2020.
Yes, it can. You know why? Because look at NXT. NXT is a product of what you saw in the 80s.
Yeah, but all them guys down in NXT, though, have some kind of flamboyant characteristic, and Revival don't have that.
Okay, not everyone's going to be a hit or miss. That's just like any other wrestler. Some wrestlers would succeed, some would fail. And then they would go on their merry way. Oh, go ahead, I'm sorry.
I don't necessarily agree with the NXT statement because Heavy Machinery is making a big impact. Do they have that flamboyant style? To me, they're that old school throwback.
Would they have the monster, right? The one dude's like huge.
Yeah.
I forget his fucking name.
Otis.
Otis, yeah.
Okay, maybe flamboyant's not the right word. A distinguishing characteristic. Maybe that's more like I'm thinking. This is like watching two Dean Malenkos out there.
Okay. Well, I mean,
that's the
either way, if
I could see that.
But you could see whether the point of the point of the discussion, like the tag team division. You were saying that there should be one flamboyant guy in there. McGriff says not, but
or just a strong characteristic.
Yeah,
something. Something that stands out.
But you know what? Underestimate or like they're what's the word I'm looking for? Underrated. The what's their freaking name? Street Profits. There you go. I like them. I like the whole thing they do, like the little gimmick, their shtick. I like that. I like the Heavy Machinery. Now, the tag champions are really two guys that should be individuals. In Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly. They just happen to be the tag champions, but eventually they're gonna break up, and then they're gonna have an actual tag team winning the titles. But yeah, like I said, we were discussing that last week. Discussed it again tonight. But I'm hoping in the future the tag team division would be alive, and that Reigns and Lashley just proves that they focus on the individuals more than they do the tag team on the main roster, at least on the Raw side. Okay, well, that match to me was dull. It was dull. And now Applesacks, he said something in chat along with Luke. They were talking about the Mickie James, and that's the next match we're going into. Nia Jax versus Mickie James. To me, that match was just the absolute shits. I just don't know if it just didn't hit off well. And I don't know if it's because obviously they probably never really faced each other. I don't know. How did you feel about the match, D-Shep? Like,
I could care less.
you could care less. Okay, Lecture Fine. How'd you feel about the match?
I felt like it was a match to try and drop in here to see how it would work, and it didn't really work out. Honestly, on paper it sounded like it's a dream match.
Yeah.
But it really didn't work out.
Well, Luke said that they don't like what they were doing with Mickie James.
And I agree.
And yeah. But at some point, she's at the tail end of her career. I'm sure she'll get something for it. But it seems like she's there for veteran leadership.
Every week, though.
What's that?
She literally loses every match she has.
But,
we talk about the Kurt Hawkins losing streak. I wonder what Mickie James' actual losing streak is.
Well, Mickie James did win a lot in the past. But, given that she's... Yeah, well, given the fact that she has done stuff in the past, now she's back. I think it's a veteran leadership thing, and her role at this point is to get people over. Even though you may or may not agree, but there's some people. Look at Shawn Michaels. Think about the success he had after 2002. Yes, he had a lot of success, but was it victories or getting people over? Getting people
a mixture of both, and that's my point with Mickie is that she's not beating anybody, so you're losing some of that mystique of her legendary status because she's not beating anybody.
Okay, so you feel that...
That's been my main issue with it. I get she's there to put over talent. That's fine, but she's still got to win a match from time to time.
Okay. All right, and then I'll ask McGriff this. Do you feel success comes from victories, or do you feel like getting people over for a long period of time, build a legacy towards the end of the career?
I have a hard time with this one. Luke DeGooner, biggest Mickie James fan in the world.
Yeah, I could tell.
Me and him have a lot of conversations about this. She's there to be a jobber right now. I mean, that's her position. Let's be real about it.
Mm-hmm.
But is she dead? No. You gotta win some matches. She's still relevant. She's still one of the top female wrestlers in the world today.
Okay.
Give her some credit.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like,
just throw her a bone every now and then.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah.
And not at a house show. I'm sorry, but not at a house show.
Yeah, on TV. I get what you're saying with that, but
house show wins.
Yep. Well, I agree with you as far as that. Yeah, should get a victory once in a while, but like one after another, that's not going to happen at this point in career. I think it's a veteran leadership. She's pretty much a jobber, and just like Shawn Michaels, think about the big matches he's had, but how many did he win? He lost twice to The Undertaker. He lost to Kurt Angle. He lost to John Cena. He lost to the only victories he really had after 2002 was against Jericho, against Ric Flair, and McMahon. Other than that, every other match he had was a loss. But every match he stole the show. That was the type of performer he was. That's what I see with Mickie James. That's how I interpret it.
That Jericho match was just, to me, one of the greatest WrestleMania.
One of the greatest WrestleMania matches, yeah. I love that. WrestleMania X9 was one of my top 5 WrestleManias. That roster was just stacked with talent that year. And, man, did they just put on a good show that night. All right, so we're going to move along. Yeah, she's a veteran. Yeah, that's the thing. She is a veteran, and I'll tell you, she'll probably get another title run. That's not out of the question. That's going to definitely happen in her future before she goes on. All right, now we're going to get to that point before we go on to SmackDown. 1 to 5. How we?
Talk about the porta potty?
Oh, okay. Well, go ahead. You got something about that?
Uh-oh.
The porta potty incident?
Ramp they had conveniently set up so he could pull it up on the stage.
Yeah.
That was...
He said, we can't skip over this.
Dude, it is awful.
You knew when they showed the porta potty at the beginning of the episode of Raw. You knew it was coming at some point.
You know what they call that in the film industry, though? A mise en scène. And what they say, it's a shot that tells the future of what's going on later on in the movie or show.
Is
And that's
the
what that
guy
was.
That dumped another man in a porta potty gonna really have a chance at getting the title this year? He's a glorified janitor right now.
Yeah, that's it. This is why I don't know what they're doing. Now, we discussed this back on Monday.
Why you didn't want to talk about it, right?
Well, not that. I'm getting upset with the whole thing, but we'll get into that in a second because I have an idea with that. Okay, so we're going to start with you, electrifying. Raw, 1 to 5. What would you rank that, my friend?
3.2.
3.2. Okay. We got you, McGriff. What do you got for me? 1 to 5. What would you rate it?
You're giving me 1 to 5, no negative numbers.
Oh, you can do a negative.
No, I'll go with 2 on this. So because of that tag team match,
Okay.
he gets a 2.
Okay. He gives it a 2. D-Shep, I know where he's going with this. Go
You
on.
about to say 0.
It's a solid 1.
I knew it. No,
What'd he say?
He said 1.
And,
Oh my god.
yeah, that was about it. Tag team match. Woo!
Tag team match, I will give that a 2 just because of that. Now, real quick question. I'll go with you, D-Shep. Is there anything that you would change? One thing that would change Booker-wise.
Only one?
Pick one.
Pick the number 1 issue. Reigns heel. I mean, if you're not going to talk about Brock Lesnar, that's obviously priority to get the Universal title in
Okay.
where it's supposed to be.
Alright.
I would say Reigns has to be the number 1 issue.
Okay.
He's the guy, right?
Yep.
He's
Yeah,
the
it
guy.
technically is.
You gotta fix the guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how, but yeah.
Thank you for staying up, Luke. We appreciate that. Okay, McGriff. I mean, is there anything you would change? If you got to change one thing booking-wise, what would you change? We're going to play
On this particular show,
Yeah.
I'm getting rid of the tag team match with the Revival.
Okay.
Should have been
Oh,
dead in the water.
absolutely.
Okay. All right. What do you got, Electrifying? What would you change booking-wise?
I would keep everything the same, but Mickey James wins that match.
All right. Everything the same, but Mickey James changes match. All right. Here's what I would do. The opening segment. That's what I would change, and I'll give you what they should have done. Knowing what he was going to do last night with Brock Lesnar showing up at UFC, or even if they would do it this Monday, this would be great. Kurt Angle in the middle of the ring, you start the show, announcing that he is being stripped of the title. Or even could say, for the time being, we're going to have an interim champion. If you want to go UFC style, we're going to have an interim Universal Champion. And therefore, starting tonight, we're going to have 8 men, the top 8 men, go in individual matches with their chance to do into a fatal 4-way to Extreme Rules. They determine the interim Universal Champion. That's what I feel they should have done right there. If you want to bring that title back, at least for the time being, until whatever that jerk-off decides to come back and fucking play wrestler again, that's what you should do. In my opinion. I don't know if you guys...
Can you save that?
What's that?
Can you save that title at this point?
If
It's
you do
almost
something like that,
better
you
to
can.
Throw that in the trash can and start over with it.
Bring back the world title.
Exactly.
A lot of people feel...
It's dead to me now.
Yeah, but you know what? If they were to do something like an interim champion that could build something later, I think getting the title back on the show could at least save it somewhat. And if people don't respond to it, then do something else. But they at least to try to get the title back.
If the interim champ is Roman Reigns, though, I'm done.
All right, hold on.
I'm done.
Now, here was the second thing I thought about. What's up, Dolphin Lover? Thank you for joining the show. Here was the secondary idea I had with that. If you want to get Roman as a heel, this is when you do it. You have Seth Rollins and Bobby Lashley as the last 2. And then here comes Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns coming down. Do you think he might turn and join his buddy? Oh, I mean, go down and attack Lashley, giving his buddy the title. But instead, he attacks and helps Lashley win the title. Talk about getting people to turn on him real quick. You think that would be a decent heel turn, or you think that would be expected?
Oh, it wouldn't be expected that much for sure. It'd
That
be
would
a
be-
nice way to turn them, but I can't see any way in hell something like that happens. So.
Yeah. Luke, you are correct. They need to change his attire. Everyone else has pretty much done it. You know, Dean Ambrose got his little grunge look. You got Rollins with his look. Looks great. Looks like a great champion, future champion.
What kind of look are you gonna give Roman though?
Something different. You're not a part of the
Like,
Shield
fuck
anymore.
No, that's what you everybody can.
But
say
honestly,
different.
when you lose that,
Fuck the
what
Shield
you
stuff, but what,
see
he's
him
not gonna
wearing.
Come out there in a rock speedo for fuck's sake. So
Yeah.
Nah.
what's Roman?
You can't
coming
really
out
see
in?
Roman in anything else.
Jean shorts or I don't know what else what's he supposed to come out in then?
Well, how about this then? How about
A
it?
big
If
old
you're gonna reinvent him,
leotard?
if you're gonna reinvent him and then you take him off TV, I'm sure if whatever he comes back as, I'm sure it could be accepted in a way. Better
You
than
can't even
anything.
put him in a hoodie because Dean Ambrose got a hoodie.
Oh, well,
Can't even
there's
make a hoodie.
there's other looks out there. It's not like everyone has the same look. It would be a boring world if everyone had the same look. I'm sure they could find something and put something together for him. If
Well,
You
and
need to do Brooklyn Brawler.
oh yeah, that's
he's
a good
one
look.
of those guys that just needs to wear tights, come out, no shirt, just rock it, do his thing.
Yeah,
I don't know if I want to see Roman in tights, so something about that just scares me for some reason.
why is him wearing tights scare you?
Can you imagine if he comes out in some tights and he coming out there talking about how he's the big dog and this is his yard? I mean, something about that just does not go together. Hey, it's the big dog.
Okay, I get your point.
God,
I
no.
get your point. All right.
I think I'm glad I didn't hear that.
Yeah, be thankful that you didn't hear that. Okay, Electrifying. Just keep it on mute if you're listening to the stream to hear what they say. All right, we're gonna move along now. Okay, now we're on to SmackDown, my show, my favorite show, and I felt they started off right away, good direction. Team Hell No. You had to start with that. You ended with it. Now you start with the show. Now, what's up, Great One? I'm gonna ask you, Electrifying. I mean, what did you think of that segment? And we'll go with you, D-Shep, last on this one, because I knew this was your prediction. He predicted it, so I want him to get the... No, that was a compliment, sir. You predicted it.
Yeah,
Giving me the finger, you bastard. All right, go ahead. Electrifying. What'd you
yeah.
think of it?
He doesn't predict a lot of stuff, so he don't know if it's a compliment or not.
Yeah,
Uh,
obviously.
The Team Hell No, it's best for business. Whatever they do is a great thing. I
Best
cannot
for
say
business,
anything
huh?
wrong about Team Hell No.
Okay, all right.
Team Hell knows what's best for business.
Okay, best for business. McGriff, what you got, man? What do you think of that segment?
I was impressed by it. I mean, there were a couple of little hiccups, but overall, glad to see him back. Awesome segment.
Okay, D-Shep.
Give D-Shirt like
The
5
whole scene
seconds.
was beautiful.
eh,
But the best part, when Daniel Bryan looks at Kane and goes, "Didn't you set your brother on fire?" And he's like, but no, pairing them up against the Usos, perfect setup team for
Yeah.
them to go against before
Perfect
the
team.
tag title shot.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful.
I agree with you.
Usos, speaking of team that's kind of there to get people over, like the Mickey James discussion, I don't want the Usos turning into that.
I don't think they will. It just you have to give once in a while. You're gonna have to give another tag team a
They've
chance.
just been losing a lot lately, and the Usos are the team. in
But
my
you know what?
opinion,
They
in
still,
both shows.
yeah, but they're still fine. They're fine at this point. I
I
see 'em-
know, but I worry.
Yeah, just like you had New Day, they had the longest reigning title reign. You know, they had the longest reign for the tag titles. And then you have Usos that had their time. Now it's, you know, the Bludgeon Brothers. It's gonna be their time. Someone else has got to be in the spotlight. But you know what? They're still keeping them on the show. The writing's good enough that they're doing fine where they're at right now. If they were on Raw, they would have been done. The best spot for them to be is on SmackDown. I like the
Oh,
Team Hell.
definitely.
I like the Team Hell No thing. It is great, and I've said this last week. Since Daniel Bryan came back, everyone was talking, "Ooh, he's got to get a title shot right away. He's got to be in the main event. Main event, main event, main event." How do you keep people distracted from that? It's just like everyone's over here, and then you're ringing the keys. Here you go. Look over here. Look over here. Look, Team Hell No. And they're looking at the keys. They're distracted for the moment. Allowing the time for Daniel Bryan to grow into the performer he was 4 years ago. And give it to WrestleMania. Guaranteed he will be facing The Miz. Whether it's title or not, there is a story there. That's what I feel. It's a great thing they're doing this. McGriff, we got your opinion on that, didn't we? Oh, yes, we did. I'm sorry.
Ooh,
Yep.
I do have another ideal that could start the Miz Bryan thing.
Well, go along.
What if
Go
at
ahead.
Survivor Series, we have a Bryan-led team against a Miz-led team.
That would be a good thing. They do a traditional Survivor Series match with them, Miz and Bryan. Yeah, that would be good. That would be a start. But keep with
That
the Team Hell No.
Be a slow start to it, but yeah, I don't picture. Sadly, we all have to wait till April for the one-on-one match. I think I would be shocked if they do it before then.
Well,
Right.
well, we all discussed with whether we like the rivalry, and obviously we all agree that they have good chemistry on the mic together. It seemed like they haven't lost a step at all since the last time they were together. But here's the one thing I want to go off topic that we didn't put on the rundown sheet. Electrifying. How do you feel? Like, there's a lot of backlash with Kane wrestling while he's in the middle of a mayor, as he's running for mayor. I mean, do you have anything to say to that? Like,
I don't really think the wrestling would impact him running for mayor. The only thing I feel like it would impact is how much we will see him on the show. Why would you wrestle? Even if you get elected, are you still going to wrestle, or are you just going to focus on mayor? That would be the only thing I feel like will like interfere with it. But as of right now, go ahead and fight.
okay. You said if he's going to go till November when the election is. Now going to D-Shep's idea that they could possibly do, then you start planting the seeds of a Miz Bryant and somehow break them off at that particular show, where afterwards he would be at that point the mayor. So
Yeah, have Miz cost Team Hell No the tag titles if they do happen to win.
or even, like you said, that Survivor Series match, obviously Kane will probably have to be involved with that team. And somehow that makes them turn against one another. And then you plant the seeds for the Miz Bryan at WrestleMania. That could work. That remains to be seen. McGriff, I mean, how would you feel about him running for mayor and in the process that he's wrestling?
I actually like it. I mean, people are pissed about it. He's not focusing on the campaign, but you're getting your name out there. Congratulations to him for being able to do that. But
Yeah.
at some point, you got to pick which way you're going to go.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Get it done so we can get our storylines right.
Well, here's the thing.
let's be honest though. He's probably only flying in on the day of the show and probably flying out after the show.
Oh, yeah, he's probably flying in and out. Yeah.
Realistically speaking, he's only probably taking a day off. He's that much of a veteran that he don't need to be there for like ultra long.
No, he's not a full-timer.
Right.
No, he's definitely not a full-timer. He's definitely a part-timer.
He's allowed to have a day off, and if that's what he chooses for his day off, I'm sorry. When you run for campaign, you're still taking personal time. You're not sitting there in the campaign office 24/7.
Well, all right. Well, if we're going to be honest here, I mean, the traditional... Haven't we learned that we don't need a traditional politician to serve? Look what happened 2 years ago. That's enough said. Okay. Well, let's not try to bring that into the show, though. But
Governor Jesse Ventura's been governor.
yeah,
I mean, it has happened before. And out of all of them, Kane is the one that's probably more emotionally invested in the cause, wink, wink, if you would say. Because he actually, if you listen to him talk about his ideals and stuff
oh
like
yeah,
that,
it's very...
he seems more into it than when you hear some of these other celebrities that end up running.
Well, now, he's got a libertarian mindset too, which is very similar to my political. I'm a libertarian, and I don't know if he's running as that though. Is he running as an independent, or is he running as a Republican or Democrat? Given by his ideas, I doubt it's Democrat. But either way, that's a non-issue. But no, you. Oh, go ahead.
I mean, I'm going to throw this out there. I vote with you, dude. I'm more libertarian.
Yeah.
But Kane, he makes a lot of sense in what he's talking about, and
Yeah.
he stands more as the independent side,
Yeah.
which I really like. So, hey, good luck to him. I
Yep.
hope he pulls it out. Keep
Hey.
rocking, man.
Yeah, best of luck to him. Hopefully he does win. All right, so one quick question, and then we'll move on to the next match. Did you like the stipulation, though? Like you were saying that, because the Usos obviously interrupted now. I mean, did you like that that match had some meaning to it? That they had, like, hey, if the Usos win, it's a triple threat at Extreme Rules. Do you like that little twist they added to that match?
I was expecting them to get added after they announced it. I'm like, there's gonna be some kind of screwy finish where they get added to this match.
Yeah.
And then I was pleasantly surprised when they just won fairly clean and everything just whatever. I was surprised by that.
Okay, electrifying.
I feel like it would already needed to be that type of stipulation to make it interesting.
Uh-huh. What's up, man? What's up? Oh, talking about someone. And then McGriff, how'd you feel about that little twist there?
I was glad with it. I mean, great stipulation to add to build to the show. They did it the right way. Built towards pay-per-view. Good job, WWE.
All right. Well, I mean, yeah, given by the match later on, it was a great match, but we'll get into that later on. Then the Open Challenge happened, and of course, last week they started the Open Challenge because of we got a round of applause from.
Like, I'm gonna wait. Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I heard the clap and I wasn't sure who was doing it at first. But yeah, last week, of course, what happened to Nakamura, it started the Open Challenge that Hardy's doing, which was similar to the Seth Rollins, but it was a great match that he had with Eric Young from Sanity. This week, The Miz stepped up. I'm gonna start with electrifying because he was.
I think that was the best match. I don't know who was coming out after Eric came out, but that was the best matchup we could have seen for an Open Challenge that week. I don't know how you're gonna top that.
Okay, McGriff, what do you got on that? How do you feel about that match?
Oh, I'm gonna get some backlash for this one.
Oh, you missed it.
No, Jeff Hardy should not have that title. He's just getting ridiculous in the ring. Too many botches. At the same time, Miz, on the other hand, in my
Part
opinion,
of botch is his fault though, because he isn't healthy. Just one.
Yeah, he does have a pinched nerve, and he's wrestling with it.
yeah, but
You feel he's not champion? There's nothing. Yeah, that's your opinion.
but
I
the Miz,
wanted
on
Miz
the other
to win
hand,
this.
the Miz, on the other hand, is to me the most on fire person in WWE right now. He is lighting it up. Great showing. Congratulations. Good match.
It was. Very good match. Okay, so I feel okay. You feel strongly that he shouldn't be champion. Do you think Nakamura would be the guy to beat him at Extreme Rules? Do you think Nakamura, since he didn't get a chance at the world title, that he could win the U.S. title?
A Nakamura versus Miz challenge?
Mm-hmm.
I'm all in. Bring it on.
All right, not bad. Okay, all right, and we're gonna go a little further. Like, D-Shep, I mean, do you feel like, are you a fan of the Open Challenges?
Yeah, if they're a little more limited, man. It just seems like everybody's got an open challenge lately.
Yeah,
They
well,
just lose some of their mystique if you do it every week. It was cool back in the day when you would see like an open challenge and then it'd be like a returning guy or someone completely unexpected. I was happy to see Miz in this open challenge. Back when we had Mojo Rawley answer an open challenge to Seth Rollins, that was just pure hot garbage.
yeah,
But so this open challenge was good.
it was probably the
Well,
best one I felt.
I think we're watering it down just a tad too much. So.
Okay, well, again, I think there's a purpose to it, but I'll get into that in a second. Electrifying. What do you feel like about the Open Challenge?
I feel like it's always great to see open challenges and to see that they're building up Hardy from these open challenges is actually really good for him. For him to come back and not to be like, oh, it's the Hardy brothers going for the tag championship. Now they branching out doing their own thing. I think it's great. I think it's really great.
Okay. McGriff, what do you think about the Open Challenges? Is it good? Is it beneficial for the title? Or beneficial for the champion, nonetheless, as the reign?
Depends on the challengers. Kind of like D-Shep was saying, you used a lot of bad challengers to begin with. If you would have continued on with these high caliber challengers, like we've had the past 2 weeks,
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
Okay. Okay. And you feel like the Miz and Hardy was probably... Do you feel that was the best one out of all of them, including the Raw IC title Open Challenges?
Oh, absolutely. Miz is making everybody better that he's around.
Oh, he is
I
what...
don't remember who, so don't quote me on this, but didn't Samoa Joe answer somebody's open challenge earlier this year?
That's escaping my mind. I don't recall. Unless if anyone in the chat or if anyone in here on the show, I don't recall.
The U.S. title was still on Raw and Roman Reigns had it.
Could be.
Could that have been it?
That could have been it because they had beef.
Samoa Joe answered to an open challenge. I just can't remember who, but that one was fire too.
Okay.
Between that one and this one are the only two ones in recent memory.
All right. Quick, simple answer. I'm going to start with electrifying on this one. Is there anything that Miz touches turn to shit? Is there anything in the last couple years? Or has it all been... He's on fire? Do you feel like... Any miss?
Is no comment. I hate the Miz. No comment.
Oh, he hates the Miz. Wow, that's...
I don't like the Miz.
Wow.
He's just no. I can't even say his name. No, I hate the Miz.
Well, I guess you're not watching that show on the USA Network July 24th.
Oh, there you go. There's a cheap plug right there. All right, McGriff.
I can't wait to watch that.
Yeah,
I'm
it's...
ashamed to admit that.
Well, I'm going to be watching After Wave too. McGriff, what do you feel about the Miz? Do you think any misses in the last couple years, or everything been lit for him? Everything on fire.
It's been lit. I mean, there's been a few things that you're just bored with, but
Yeah.
overall, wow, doing great on the mic, and definitely what he's doing in the ring compared to what it was 6 years ago, very impressive. I'm all in.
Yeah, same here. I've said this. He's so underrated. I mean, the guy should be a lot. He should have had at least another title or two, meaning the world title. But I mean, giving him what? How many times has he had the title? 8. 8 reigns as IC champion. I mean, he made that title.
The main title against him.
I hope so. I just don't see.
Next 6 months by Royal Rumble.
I think that's when he's gonna. I think they're gonna keep Styles champion until about then.
Is it against Bryan in WrestleMania for title?
Oh yeah,
Check, please. Check, please.
yeah. But in between that, I think Miz will probably get the title right around the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, Miz Styles Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I think that would be it. And then you're gonna have Bryan chase him.
Have Bryan win.
Chase it. Yep.
Rumble.
Yeah, that's what I see too. All right. Now we're going on, and I don't know. Should we even mention is the Asuka Ellsworth match? Can we all agree that it was the complete shit?
I enjoyed it.
Of course, the guy, the opposing opinion, Mr. Electrifying, is going to go against the popular opinion here.
I
Okay.
enjoy it because I want to see more men fighting women. I don't know if this is a weird shit that goes through my head, but I love watching that.
If he's gonna say some shit that this was funny and he hates the Miz, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck, crack pipe?
Well, basically, he said he likes the Andy Kaufman beating on women, Chris Brown.
Wow.
Well, I would go Brett Myers, but I don't think
Wow.
Brett Myers kind of feeling. That's what he. Nah, I'm kidding. It's a joke.
Wow. All I'm saying is I want to see an intergender championship on WWE. That's all I'm saying.
That's the only thing Ellsworth could do if he was to do anything. But how long would that take before that gets old?
3 months tops.
Exactly, and then
Ellsworth.
Ellsworth,
Santina. Make it happen.
Santina.
Yes.
Oh,
Do
come
you
on.
remember
Yes, Santino Morello. Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
That man's a legend.
That shit was fun as all. Come on.
What's up, Get Him Jones? Ugh,
Who didn't like Santina?
dude, that's just as ridiculous of what Electrifying just said. That match was okay.
It wasn't even a match.
It wasn't. It was awful.
And they're gonna do it again next week in a lumberjack match.
What does that say for?
Taking that.
Oh, dude, that is a beer run, coffee run. Getting a soda. That's a definitely step away from the television and then come back. But
So that's a taking a D-Shep moment.
yeah, it's taking a D-Shep moment. Electrifying. Even though your eyes would be glued to the TV on that because you were somehow entertained by that garbage. All right, moving along. Going on to the Styles and Aiden English match.
Oh,
My question, I'm going to need a roundtable on this. Is anyone invested with this world title? Like, it seems like it's a wasted opportunity for Rusev because of the fact there hasn't been much of a build. McGriff, I mean, are you invested in this?
Yes, I am.
You are? Okay, how are you?
It's the build-up's been crap,
It has been. Definitely has been.
but I can't wait to see what these two guys can do inside the ring together.
Okay.
I'm hoping Rusev can really pull something off.
Yeah, the excitement of the match is there, but the build-up is what's killing it for me. D-Shep, how do you feel? I mean, are you invested?
exactly with what McGriff said.
Okay, so just the anticipation of the match, you're more invested because of that, and we got a nod
I
from.
believe Rusev
Yeah, I agree with
is
that. 100%.
probably for his, I wouldn't say size because there's other guys that are bigger.
Yeah.
But for his width, size, and not just height,
Height, yeah.
he's the most athletic wide man probably ever.
Oh, he is,
Kind
without a
of
doubt.
A more athletic version of Bam Bam Bigelow.
Oh man, Bam Bam was a beast. He was a
He
beast.
is like a more athletic version of Bam Bam.
Okay, I agree with that. All right, well, I mean, as far as him getting a shot, it was great that he gets the shot, but like you said, we all agree that the
Throwaway shot,
well, you're gonna need that guy, and obviously, who's the next
though.
guy?
It is.
Yeah,
Does anybody think he's gonna win?
no, he won't.
Really?
You will not expect a General Hall type of finish where he miraculously beats the guy that's really over for SmackDown. I don't see that.
A lit reaction if he did though.
It would be a shocking reaction, like you saw what happened to
The Miz girl that one year.
Maurice.
No, the young girl in the audience. When Miz won the title.
Oh yeah, that sourpuss face, or even the guy when the Undertaker.
From the Brock Lesnar
Undertaker,
man
yeah,
with
you
the
would get that.
crazy eyeballs. It'd be one of those, yeah.
Dude, that was a great reaction. That it seems like that was a plant. It was just perfect timing that they got that look from that guy. All right, well, I mean, even though the match I thought was okay, but I'm gonna start with McGriff on this one. Did you feel like did you like Rusev's like role in that matchup that he was just there to stir the shit a little bit as he's trying to compete against Aiden English, but again, he's playing mind games. It was somewhat of a build, I guess. What were your feelings on that?
I'm kind of indifferent on it.
Okay.
Congratulations for being there and trying to build something on it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was just, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. And so it was like, if you feel the same way, D-Shep.
More or less, yeah.
Okay. What about you, Electrifying? What do you feel about that? Do you think he played
Really?
any good of a good role, or
Yeah, egg on egg. Yeah, I ain't really feeling it that much. Don't get me wrong. It's great that Rusev is getting an opportunity at a title, but I mean, you build it up better than what it is right now.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, like I said, I already asked the question whether, despite the lack of the build-up, are we invested? I guess everyone is invested because of the actual match. All right. Well, now here's the thing, though. Like, one question going with the lack of the build, though. Electrifying. I'll start with you. Do you feel like they're doing a lack of build to see what Rusev could do? See if he can sell them.
See
if he can sell them.
I feel like we're going to see what he's doing right now. He's not going to win the title. I'm already going to say this. He's not winning the title. We're going to see how they get the reaction from the crowd and see where they're going to put him next. Whether it's going for another title or going with this rivalry without a title, or maybe even going into tag team with Aiden and probably doing something there. But, yeah, he's not winning the title.
Okay, D-Shap, what do you feel? Like, do you feel that they're not doing a build-up to see what Rusev could do to try to sell the match? You think this is like a build-up for him to see what they could do with him after this opportunity?
I don't know what you can take away from the build-up, though. It's so hard to tell if they're invested in Rusev making a positive showing in this match or not, because the booking, you just scratch your head and you're like, this is it? Like, they're just not making me care for Rusev's push with this match. I'm looking forward to the match itself.
Yeah.
To see what, like we said before, what they can do in the ring together, but they're not doing a good job at making me just invested in seeing where Rusev's character goes.
Okay. What about you, McGriff?
I think it's a little bit of both, because I really believe that they're trying to ride this wave of momentum that Rusev's been on.
Mm-hmm.
To see what he can do.
Yeah, I see that too. They're gonna they're gonna see what he could do with that, see how he could build it. I mean, I know they let off the leash a little bit with the SmackDown guys as opposed to Raw, where so you got to stick exactly to the script. It is reported like SmackDown, they give them a little leeway, like they give them a little opportunity to be creative. So I guess they're going to see what he's going to do to try to sell the match, try to get people invested into it. And I can see it's going to be a great match between the two, but we still got a few weeks, so anything can happen between now and then. All right, well, moving into the main event of the night, Team Hell No versus the Usos. Of course, the Usos, if they won, they could have had a shot. They would have been in the triple threat at Extreme Rules. That didn't happen. But the question I got to ask you, and I'll start with D-Shep. Did you like the build-up throughout the show? Like, I'll give you an example real quick. Back when they had Austin McMahon, the first match, they had segments leading up throughout the show, building up to that main event. You saw that with them, with Kane and Bryan, trying to hash out what they did in the past as they're leading up to their first official match in, 6 years, 5 years?
Yeah, I think they said 5.
Yeah, did you like the build up throughout the show?
I loved it, but I also am under the mindset that all the backstage stuff wasn't necessary to get them more over. But as opposed to what other alternative shitty Breezango type segments I could have seen instead, I would definitely much rather see the stuff we did see. But I don't think it necessarily helped the whole situation that much. It was just pure entertaining TV in my eyes.
And thank you, Luke, the Gooner, for the compliment. He says, really enjoying the show. Thank you. We try our best. Going with Electrifying.
I feel like it's a great build-up. That's what you really want to need if you really want to sell something like that. And I think they're really hitting it right on the point. Yeah, I really enjoy it.
Yeah, I agree with you. They definitely did do that. It felt like that old school storyline writing that they haven't done much of. And given by the guy that was around during that time that you saw that kind of writing, is the guy that's the head of writer now, and that's Road Dogg. McGriff.
And it's funny how it's on SmackDown.
Hold on. Now, I'm sorry, we got two people. I'm sorry.
My fault.
It's okay.
With that, wouldn't you much rather see the good writing go to a couple guys or a guy that maybe needs it more, as opposed to two guys that maybe necessarily didn't need that though. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I mean, McGriff, I mean,
You could have used that character death in the Rusev AJ match to get us more emotionally invested.
I get what you. I know, but
I enjoyed the segments. I'm not bashing the segments at all, but I think that time could have been better utilized elsewhere.
well, here's the thing. Okay, you got 3 weeks until the build. Right now, the hottest thing is something that ended the show the week prior, and that was the Team Hell No. Again, it is done wisely, and I'll tell you why. Because they're focusing Daniel Bryan away from the world title picture. They're distracting you. So doing segments like that is just going to help the cause right now. To get him away so people will lay off. Get people not thinking about him as the world champion. Okay, that's why I feel that's what they did there, and it was a good story. It was a good build to a great match, I think. Okay, McGriff, did I get you on that one? I'm sorry. With everything going on, did I ask you that question? Did you like the build?
No, but
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
we'll make this short and sweet. Good
Yeah.
work, first of all. Thanks, man. I appreciate you. But honestly, was it needed? No. This team's so over, it's ridiculous. Could have been utilized otherwhere.
Oh, really? So you're with D-Shep on that? All right.
It could have been used in other matches, but at the same time, is it going to hurt my feelings to see it?
No.
Nah, I'm good with that.
I would rather watch 2 straight hours of backstage segments with them guys than watch 2/3 of what we've seen on Raw.
Amen.
Okay. No, all right. Again, they could have maybe done it with the Rusev to build up that world title match, but you might see that next week. They could be focusing on that because AJ came back after how many weeks off? A couple weeks not on TV. So now that he's back, they could probably be building something with him, doing the backstage
This
segments.
time could have been utilized by the Shinsuke Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
They've been putting band-aids on that feud because of what happened.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably why we got as much backstage Team Hell No as we did this past week, though.
But it seemed to work though.
You gotta imagine Nakamura would have got at least, 10-15 minutes of airtime at the very least?
Yeah. Well, I did like that little. He did that little segment where he just talked for a couple minutes. It was something. I mean,
Yeah.
it wasn't the greatest thing, but at least with those segments with the Team Hell No, it wasn't like a thrown-in segment like the Mojo Rawley with fucking.
No way, Jose.
Yeah, like come on, dude. I'm over that guy. That guy.
Okay, quick question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Who do you get off your TV first, Titus Worldwide or Mojo Rawley?
Who would I get off first?
Mojo Rawley.
Mojo Rawley. Yeah. That,
Mojo.
I would have Mojo off TV first. But
Okay.
yeah, so no, that was my point. Is that at least they're using it right in a way. At least it was a build up to the main event, which is kind of what you want to do. And they just didn't throw in bad segments that had nothing to do with anything that's going on. I thought it was well placed, and what they did was awesome. It was a good build up. Okay, what's the point of bringing all the people from NXT if they're not giving them a push? It's a waste of moving them up to the main roster. IWA, put that in the chat.
One guy on SmackDown that came up from NXT this year with that chick. I forget that guy's name.
Cian Almas or Cian Almas.
Yeah, he's the one that's like never been on TV practically.
Yeah, we discussed this last week. If they would make NXT like a third brand, it would help them out big time. And you know what? When it would make it a third brand is if you get a guy like Cian Almas or Bobby Roode or anyone that isn't succeeding in the main roster go back down and say, hey, I'm going to go back down where there's something for me. Up here, there's nothing for me. I was fine where I was at. Or if someone says, oh, you're going up to the main roster, and if they have a choice, they go, no, I'm good down here for the time being. If that moment happens, I mean, you could I think it would be great as a third brand, in my opinion.
Definitely.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So yeah, I agree with you, IWA. I don't see the point. It's like it's a waste. It's like, oh, let's build them up for nothing.
To go to SmackDown and appear once a month on TV.
Yeah, exactly. You got Bobby Roode appearing on their main event, like that sideshow. Like he's practically doing dark matches at this point. They should turn him heel.
So I'm just curious. Are we all in agreement that NXT is the top show across WWE? Right
Oh, my top 3 is NXT.
Here was this last takeover.
Oh Jesus, man, was that? And I even said it.
In years.
I even said that was a perfect display of professional wrestling I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen it from start to finish. Even the world title match that a lot of people were highly critical of. I thought that Black and Lars Sullivan match was really good.
Ciampa getting the next title shot.
Oh, that's gonna be good. I can't wait to see that match.
Sure, Ciampa is doing something down there that I've never seen done. Impressive. I'm proud of him.
You know what I like about Ciampa is that he stays in character the whole time. He goes on social media and talks shit on social media. He had a big tweet today that got a lot of attention, and it said transitional NXT champion, and it was a picture of Black, which was awesome. He's using the social media the way you should when you're a heel, in my opinion.
Ciampa he's been an amazing character down there.
Yes, and
Great inside the ring. So, hey, kudos to him. Keep rocking it, man.
exactly, and the way that match ended back at NXT TakeOver, like you wouldn't expect it. You thought the match was over. I mean, they took that big bump. They had him on stretcher, and of course, Gargano couldn't help himself. He put him back in the ring. Next thing you know, DDT handcuffed and gets the win. And going from that, now he has an opportunity at the world title. And even though they haven't done much on TV, he's using the social media the right way by building the match, by talking the shit that he's been talking, and I love it. And you know what? In a way, there was someone else that was doing it for a second and then hasn't. They stopped. It was Ronda Rousey. She was counting down the days that her suspension was up, and then that ended, which was weird. It was weird. Yeah.
That's a much longer discussion.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, we're going to go along here. Okay. Now, we all agree that the match was good. I mean, did we all feel that it was a good match?
No, it was a good match.
Okay. All right, so going back to the Team Hell No match for the people that just joined it. We were talking about that. All right. McGriff, you felt like it was a good match? Or was it All right, and D-Shep. So we could go along here. Yeah, we're getting to that 2-hour mark.
Beautiful.
Okay. All right. Now we're gonna.
What we should have had on Raw, a great tag team main event.
Yes, exactly.
Amen.
Amen. There you go. Okay, real quick, we're gonna go a quick roundtable on how you would rate SmackDown. We're gonna start with D-Shep, 1 to 5. SmackDown. What do you go with?
I'm gonna say a 4.
A 4. You're going with a 4.
Agree.
5.
Agree.
If there was a
4.
little more depth to the AJ and Russo storyline.
Okay, Electrifying agrees with you. A 4. McGriff,
4.
what do you got?
I would have gone a 4 too.
You're going with a 4 as well. Okay. All right, and for the first time, unanimous decision. I'm also going with a 4. It was great matches. The open challenge with the full Horsemen. The Horsemen. All right, so we all agree that's 4. Okay, and quick, D-Shep, anything as far as booking? Would you change anything on that show?
The only thing would be some kind of better build up with Rusev AJ.
Okay, so better build up.
You know what? I don't have a concrete solution, but something better.
Okay. Electrifying, what do you got? Anything you would change on that show?
Yeah, I'm not gonna say this later on because I know our relationship, but I agree with D-Shep. Just better build up.
Better build up. Okay. And McGriff, is there anything you would change?
I'm probably right there in the same boat as D-Shep. Something with Rusev and AJ, maybe a Rusev attacking AJ in the backstage. I don't know what it is, but build that up a little bit more.
Okay, and my change would be if there was any way that Nakamura was, I doubt he was at the show, if he was even backstage, but if he was, maybe a run-in, possibly another low blow by the master of the low blows to Jeff Hardy, at least something.
Dogfight have been? How bad could the dogfight have been?
It wasn't even reported how bad it was. But apparently it was bad enough to keep him off TV.
Well, he wears them pants anyway, so can't that shit be bandaged up and just do a run-in like you said? I don't understand.
I don't
How
know.
bad is it?
I don't know. I don't know how bad it is.
We'll never know the true answer.
No, we won't. No, we won't. Okay, now it's time for, even though I didn't go into the SmackDown, it is time for the list, ladies and gentlemen. And the list is our version of the power rankings that we go from 5 to 1. We're going to start, I don't know who has one. If do you have one? You got one?
I got one. Well, I got one. If I could put Team Hell No for 1 through 5, I would, because honestly, this is the most, like, I struggled with this list. Like, I've changed it so many times, first time ever,
Yeah.
that I'm not completely comfortable with anything between 5 and 2. I'm just not. So I'm going to throw what I think is out there, and that's Ziggler at 5.
Ziggler 5, okay.
Been loving everything. Rollins at 4.
Okay.
Number 1.
Rollins at 4.
guy in that tag team match. I'm going to go with Corbin at 3 because of the character development.
Okay.
And then AJ Styles at 2, almost by default. I wasn't like overly that impressed with anything. It's just out of everybody out there, he's the world champ.
Yeah.
He did have a match. He did win. So yeah. And then number 1, obviously, Team Hell No.
Number 1, Team Hell No. Okay.
I almost was gonna say my whole list is Team Hell No this week.
Oh.
But I almost end up saying because I'm not overly impressed with my list.
Okay, not bad list. All right, Electrify, do you have a list for this week?
I actually do have a list.
Oh, okay, let's hear it.
So,
So
my have a little biased in it, but I've been waiting for this moment. Number 5, I put AJ Styles.
Okay.
What he's doing is actually,
AJ at 5.
I mean, AJ, he would be higher, but I feel like Rusev is doing much better than him in this storyline. Number 4, Jeff Hardy with these open challenges.
All right,
He's
number 4,
doing
Jeff
a great job. He's doing such a great job. I don't have anything wrong with him at all. He's doing what he needs to do. 3, Rusev. Rusev is making the most out of his opportunity. He can do what he needs to do. He can win this title and hold on to it for like a year. If he does, he plays the card right.
Nice.
Number 2, Bobby Lashley.
Bobby Lashley at 2.
Bobby Lashley at 2, only because I feel like he's definitely winning versus Roman Reigns in this storyline.
So you
Like-
feel that the way he's coming about the storyline, which is obviously better than the Sami Zayn, it's good enough that.
Done a great job.
All right. So you feel that is worthy enough to put on a list? Okay.
Yeah.
And you know what? Make me
And-
regret it.
And number 1, because nobody's talked about her and nobody's really talking about it, Alexa Bliss is number 1.
What?
Alexa Bliss is number 1.
Wow.
Nobody has
Alexa Bliss.
nobody's talked about that whole storyline with Nia Jax and everything with Ronda Rousey. She's doing one hell of a job.
She is. She's
Nobody's
great
talking
on the
about
mic. No, she is great on the mic. And you know what? I actually feel bad not putting her on the list. But you know what? I have my list. McGriff, I know we spun this on you last second, but do you have anything, or you good?
Believe it or not, I got my list ready.
Oh, he does have a list. Look at this guy being prepared.
Ooh.
I like this. Okay, McGriff, go ahead.
Number 5, I got Rusev.
Number 5, Rusev. Okay.
Needless to say, this is just building up to that match. Not necessarily what he's doing on the mic, but preparing for the match. I'm really liking what I'm seeing there.
Okay.
Number 4, I got Becky Lynch.
Oh, okay.
She keeps impressing with the
Becky Lynch, okay.
moves, everything else. Picking up those wins. Proud of her.
Okay.
3, I got AJ.
Number 3, AJ.
Cut the BS. He's the best in the world.
Okay.
Number 2 and 1 is where I struggled.
Okay. Oh, you had a problem with 2 and 1. Okay, who'd you have for number 2?
Team Hell No.
Wow, Team Hell No at number 2. Uh-oh, you got D-Shep.
Oh, look at D-Shep.
He's already mad. He's already
Well,
mad.
Electrify didn't even put them on the list.
Okay.
I love what Team Hell No is doing. I think it's only going to get better in time.
Yeah.
But I had to put them at number 2 this week, which leads me to number 1.
Number 1.
The Miz.
Wow.
Putting over talent. He's
The Miz.
phenomenal right now.
Oh.
He's untouchable.
Okay, well, of course, we got someone that disagrees with that. Well, we know why, because you're not a fan of The Miz. We know electrifying. We got it.
Come out next week and say James Ellsworth is
J-
number 1.
Yeah. Oh.
Especially if he picks up the win.
I know you can't hear D-Shep at the moment, electrified, but I'm going to stir the shit up a little bit. Okay? He said
All right.
he said that you're going to put Ellsworth on the list next week.
If he wins.
If he
I
wins.
wasn't until he said something.
Oh, okay. Well,
See, he done messed it up.
so me playing the role of the Miz, I'm trying to stir this shit up between you two. Okay, so there you go.
I definitely agree with that, with the Gooner.
What's that? Natalie for me is the most underrated. Oh yeah, she is great.
Because
Oh,
that was my
no
original
doubt.
prediction that Natty was going to be the one that won the Money in the Bank and do the media cash
And yeah,
I'm still a little disappointed we didn't get that. But
yeah, but Alexa Bliss was the right person
yeah.
for that. Okay, and well, it's only fitting for me to get my list in. Here we go. Number 5, Baron Corbin. I love how he's coming to his character. He's getting better on the mic. Therefore, number 5. Even though not much, no match, but he did a good job on the mic. Number 4, Becky Lynch. Again, I mean, getting a win over Peyton. I mean, it's good. Another person that was on life support and out of nowhere starting to get victories. It's something. Maybe a storyline would be good for her in the future, but at least victories for now would be good for her. Number 3, I'm going with AJ Styles. Of course, I know it's only aided English that he faced, but believe it or not, since we started the show, this is episode 6, and this is only the second time I've had AJ Styles on the list. So therefore, for the victory, he's number 3. Number 2, Jeff Hardy. Great match with The Miz. Even though I don't have The Miz on there, and it seems like I'm robbing him of that spot, but Jeff Hardy, I know he had a couple botched spots, but he did get the victory, and he did win. Therefore, he gets number 2. That's a big victory for him in the Open Challenge. Then my number 1, which is, I think D-Shep would enjoy, is Team Hell No. I know they're back, first match, and in the process, they took on the team of the Usos. So if you're going to great first match, and if you're going to get your first victory, it would be them. So therefore, I put them at number 1. And there, folks, that, folks, is the list. Okay, now we're going to go into the last thing of the night, the best of the best tournament, and it's something we cover once in a while, where we do a tournament style. We vote together with the chat, with the people in the show, and we determine who's the best of the best. This week, we're going to be covering the best Intercontinental Champions of all time. And that's it because of the announcement of the 30-man Iron Man match between Dolph Ziggler and Seth Rollins at Extreme Rules. I'm very excited for it. I'm sure everyone else is. But I guess for now, we're going to find out who is the best of the best. And here are the 8 competitors. And these are as they are facing. Here we go. The Miz versus Jericho. Shawn Michaels and Mr. Perfect. Bret Hart, Razor Ramon, Macho Man, and Dolph Ziggler. Alright, so we're going to go with the first matchup here. Miz Jericho. Electrifying, who do you have?
Chris Jericho.
You got Jericho, okay.
Jericho.
Okay, McGriff, who do you have? Miz Jericho.
I got to take Jericho in this one.
Okay, we got 2 for Jericho. D-Shep.
I would love to be able to say The Miz, but I gotta go Jericho too.
Okay, I said Jericho as well. It's unanimous. I'm sorry, Miz, but you have been eliminated.
I'm not sorry.
Oh, I know you're not. I know you don't like him. I'm aware you don't like him, my friend. Okay, so the next one. Shawn Michaels, Mr. Perfect. You have the showstopper against the man that lived up to his name. Kurt Axel's father, by the way, too. Mr. Perfect. Okay, I want to start with McGriff. Shawn Michaels, Mr. Perfect. Who do you have?
Man, this is a hard one. As an IC champion, I'm still gonna go with Shawn Michaels.
All right. D-Shep, Shawn Michaels, Mr. Perfect.
I gotta go, if we're judging it just off of IC title and we're not judging the whole career, then I have to go Mr. Perfect.
Okay. What do you have, Electrifying?
Shawn Michaels. Final answer.
Shawn Michaels. And we see Shawn Michaels. We see two perfects. Right now, Mr. Perfect's going to win. There's a lot more votes for perfect.
Fair.
Okay.
Son of a bitch. That's my favorite wrestler of all time. All right.
My favorite Shawn Michaels too of all time.
Oh, dude, I've always been a heel guy. It's funny because I was the guy, like at WrestleMania 6, so I actually had a WrestleMania viewing party with my friends when I was younger. And everyone was Hulk Hogan. I was the Warrior. I've always been that opposite guy. So I was a heel guy growing up. And when Shawn Michaels turned heel, I loved it. So,
Phenomenal.
the barbershop incident, man, I loved it.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Oh, it was great. All right, so we're going to move on with the tournament. Bret Hart, Razor Ramon. We're going to start with McGriff. What do you got? Bret Hart or Razor?
Bret Hart against Roddy Piper in a WrestleMania match. Greatest match I've ever seen in my life.
WrestleMania 8, yes.
Bret Hart.
Bret Hart, okay. How about you, D-Shep? Bret Hart?
Gotta
Razor.
go with the Hitman also.
Okay. What about you, Mr. Electrifying?
I'm actually going Razor Ramon.
Gotta be the opposite guy, just like me. Say hello to the bad guy. Okay, I'm actually going to go with Bret Hart. I loved Razor. Scott Hall, great wrestler, great character. Just, I think Bret Hart had more of an impact as the IC champion than Razor Ramon did. So, I think Razor Ramon was just like a placeholder for the time being because they were trying to figure out what to do with him, and the world title was not the guy, so they just put that on him. That's what it seemed like at the time. Also, there was something in chat. I'm sorry. Mr. Perfect's one of the greatest wrestlers to never win the world title. You are so correct, by the way, Luke. I saw that in chat and had to acknowledge that. So, all right, so we're going to move along to the tournament. We got the Macho Man, Randy Savage against Dolph Ziggler. Now, everyone's wondering, if you are, why are we putting Dolph Ziggler on this tournament? Well, for the fact of the reigns he had 6. He's amongst the top 5 of all time. So you got to put a guy like that on there. So I'm going to start with Electrifying. Macho Man or Ziggler? Go ahead.
And for that reason right there, I will put Dolph Ziggler over Macho Man.
Really? You
Yeah.
putting Dolph Ziggler over... See, he's got to be the opposite
Yeah.
guy. Look at this guy. Okay. McGriff, who do you got? Macho Man or Dolph Ziggler? We got a lot of Macho Mans here.
Well, the easy answer here, back in the Silverdome, Ricky the Dragon
And Steamboat.
against Macho Man.
Stole the show.
This one, probably the second greatest match I ever watched. So, gotta go Macho Man on this.
Macho Man. Okay, D-Shep, what do you got? We've seen a lot of machos in chat, so it's unanimous, but what do you got?
I have to go with Macho, but the main reason, 1985 to 87 straight. 2.5-year reign as IC champ. That's just, all these other guys may have wanted more, but Macho Man,
You're right. Yeah, you're right. 2.5 years.
well, I just looked that up because I couldn't remember.
No,
the
that-
exact year.
Because he beat Tito, right?
What's that?
I think he beat Tito, right? Tito Santana? Yeah. God, I forgot that was a 2-year reign. All right, well,
It was from June 85 to October 87.
wow.
So yeah, I gotta go Macho Man.
Okay, Macho already, he's unanimous. Everyone in chat's agreeing. All right. Yeah, I forgot that was a long reign.
Good call.
Good call. Okay. All right, so we're going to go into the second round. You got Chris Jericho, the Ayatollah of Rock and Roller, Y2J, the Save Us against Mr. Perfect. Who do you have in the second round? McGriff, you go with the first pick.
Dang, you would throw this to me first.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to. You're the guest. I gotta.
This is tough. I'd have to go Mr. Perfect on this.
Mr. Perfect. All right. Okay. Now we're going to go with Electrifying because he's going to be the opposite guy. So who?
Oh no, I'm going Mr. Perfect.
Oh, he's going Mr. Perfect. I'm sorry. I have to break your balls a little bit, my friend. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. D-Shep, who do you have?
I'm gonna have to go with Jericho on this one.
Okay, you go with Jericho. Believe it or not, I have to go with Perfect. And I'll tell you why. Because if it weren't for him he had a great reign, but that match with Bret Hart at SummerSlam '91, I'll tell you right now, that helped Bret Hart as a singles wrestler. Dropping the title to him really helped. He had a big impact as champion.
That started Bret Hart as a singles wrestler, no doubt.
Exactly. So Perfect, I go with right there. He had a bigger, even though Jericho, you also got to remember, Jericho had 300 and some odd days as being champion overall, under 9 reigns. So what does that say, though? As opposed to a guy that had it for a couple hundred days with 2 reigns. And the second one was longer than the first one because that was cut short by the Texas tornado. If you remember that, SummerSlam 90. I was there at the Spectrum. All right, moving along. Bret Hart, Macho Man. Dude, this is going to be hard to come.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty hard. So I'm going to start with you, Electrified. Who do you have?
Jesus. For this exact reason, because of how dominant he was as a champion, I will say Macho Man gets a dub.
Macho Man, okay. Right, dig it. Freak out. Who do you got, McGriff? Macho. What's that?
Can't even flip a coin for this one. Macho Man.
A Macho. We got 2 Macho Mans in chat. D-Shep, who do you have? Dude, this is like a unanimous decision. I'm going with Macho Man because that was one of my favorite wrestlers growing up. I was actually glad he won the title in '88. What's that?
Snap into a Slim Jim.
Snap it to a Slim Jim. Get him, Jones says, Montreal Screwjob. Brett loses again. Macho Man all day. Good one, my friend. All right, we got the finals. This one will determine the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time. In our eyes, in the chat, people on the show. Here we go. We got Mr. Perfect, Macho Man. I'm going to start with D-Shep. Who do you got?
Don't do it.
Macho, okay.
I'm riding Macho all the way.
Okay. McGriff.
I'm not going with my favorite Best IC champion, Mr. Perfect.
Mr. Perfect, all right. Electrifying.
Oh, really?
Who do you got?
So I know everybody's going to say Macho. I'm going Mr. Perfect.
Oh, we got 2 perfect. Well, guess what? I'm going to be the Macho Man because even though it's like that 2.5-year reign, it's like those type of reigns is what made that title great.
Come down the chest to decide.
Okay, so we got 1, 2, and 3 Macho. It's 4
Well,
Macho. 4 Macho.
Well,
So-
yeah, 4-3.
Yeah, it's over, my friend. And in the eyes of the Go Home Wrestling Show and the people in chat, Macho Man is the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time. Man, oh man. Oop, hit the wrong scene. There we go.
You know, Macho Man was honestly one of the last people when me and EJ were talking about this that came to my mind to add to this list
What's that?
because I had forgotten because when you're thinking of guys to add to this kind of list,
Yeah.
make a tournament, you're thinking about the guys that had the belt 8, 7, 9, 10 times.
Mm-hmm.
Macho Man, he just had the one really big long reign. And
It set him up well for the world title, push about a year later. But no, the fact that he had it for 2 years, it's just, you don't see that today. Guys will have it for like a month, maybe two, and they drop it. It's like hot potato with the title, but back in the day, he had it for 2 years, and it made an impact. Crazy Dog, thank you for the follow if I didn't acknowledge that. Thank you. Thank you, Luke DeGooner. Okay, well, it comes to that part of the show. Well, before we go, McGriff, please promote your channel in chat and give anyone that's in here that wasn't in here earlier, promote your show, promote your chat, your channel. Put the link in the chat if you like. Go ahead.
First of all, I want to thank you guys for letting me be on here on the show with you guys.
No problem at all. It was a pleasure.
Definitely MadGriff86. Look me up on Twitch.
In her room?
We do a universe. Get on there, collect your superstar, and let's rock.
Yep. All right, cool. Yeah, make sure you give him a follow, folks. If you can put in chat, go ahead. Yeah, McGriff, he does the show. Well, you did one recently a few days ago, but what's the most common time that you're on? So we'll make sure everyone that's in here knows. Do you have like a set schedule, or is it just sporadic?
It's a little bit sporadic right now. I'm hoping to be live tomorrow around 6 o'clock. So
Okay.
we'll see how that works out.
Okay, and then make sure you give him a follow, folks. It was a pleasure having you on, and of course, it was a pleasure for everyone to be in chat tonight. Dude, the chat was popping tonight. We had
It was lit.
It was lit.
Most action in chat.
Thank you so much. And the best way you could help us with the show right now is not.
Means so much to all of us and
Yes.
the Go Home Wrestling family.
Yes, with your B Team shirt. Yes, and that's with your pink tint to it. I see.
Stone Cold did it. It was
Okay.
the Stone Cold shirt that got it.
Hold on. Our man's crying here in the back. You okay?
Who's crying?
Electrifying. He's showing emotion.
I mean, he has his shirt, but he ain't give me one.
Oh, that's effed up.
I know. I thought he was cool, but it's cool.
Oh.
That's why
Oh.
That's why Ellsworth is going on the list.
He said you were going to have an Ellsworth shirt next week. He did call. All right.
I said on the list. I ain't say about a shirt.
One more
That shit
thing.
gonna itch on my body.
I want to throw out a couple people in chat.
Oh, sure.
Luke DeGooner, Jasmine23, The Great 81. Hey, MWG family, thanks for coming and supporting. Glad
Hey.
that you get in here and enjoy the content my brother puts out.
Yeah, and thank you for promoting the show. Like every time I come in, this guy he always promotes us, and we thank you so much for that. And for everyone that's in chat, the best way you can help us out at this point is word of mouth. Spread the word of the show. We try to be a family here, and that's why we're going to be bringing on people from the community on the show, so we get their perspectives on the world of professional wrestling. And in the time, we help each other. We'll promote you, you promote us. It's a huge family here at the Go Home Wrestling Show. All right, everyone. I think it's time to end the show. Thank you all for tuning in.
I did think about Honky Tonk Man. I did.
Uh,
I did think about putting him.
I'm surprised Honky. Yeah, he didn't make it, and that's it's gonna happen.
His reigns never seemed that impactful, and I guess that's why I didn't have him on there. I know
And the way he
won
dropped
like 6 or 7 times, but
I was thinking Ultimate Warrior too, but
I did think about him too.
yeah, but yeah,
He didn't do much for that.
no,
though,
it
so
didn't. It didn't have that kind of.
Hogan, so.
All right, well, everyone, thank you so much. Again, sorry that we had the show this week. I was celebrating my birthday, so that's why the show was tonight. So we'll be back live next week, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Saturday night. So whatever time zone that is for you, whatever time that is for you, we'll figure it out. If you're west, you're 8 o'clock. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time on the Go Home Wrestling Show. Later, everybody.
Wait, hold on.